We on. It's all good. All right, Shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites. All right, first and foremost, we'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Mekakodash.
All right, double honors to the elders and apostle, great millstone, who rule well and teach well, who teach us to prophesy this word. All right, day in and day out, until the faithful lock them, pushing this word day in and day out, continue pushing. Now we're gonna get into a couple of articles, and we also gonna get into prophecies. All right, dealing with the nuclear missiles. Okay, and the scriptures say too. Matter of fact, you can just grab that first scripture for 1 Corinthians 14 and 39. You know, because you got a lot of other people out here. They teaching what we teach. Like, you know what I'm saying? The scriptures tell you not to climb up some other way. All right, we teach about ICBM nuclear missiles. Then you got all of a sudden you got other people now want to talk about the ICBM nuclear missiles are found in the Bible. Like, where did they get that from? Or they got it from Great Millstone.
No, so we got one of the articles right here.
Let the brother grab it.
Oh yeah,
this is 1 Corinthians 14 and 39. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy and forbid not to speak with tongues.
Right, covet to prophesy. All right, we desire to push this word, but to prophesy, that's like the top gift now. Why? Because we can discern the times that we're living in. All right, we covet to prophesy and forbid not to speak with tongues. Of course, brothers speaking in different languages too, that's the spirit, because you got brothers bringing out the ICBM nuclear missiles on the other side of the world. You got brothers in Colombia, you got brothers in the Dominican Republic. All right, you got brothers all over the world pushing this truth. But who are the ones that mainly bring out ICBM nuclear missiles? Great Millstone. All right?
Yeah, the fake church never used to touch on Revelation. They would say that the book is sealed and that they can't go into it. But you see a lot of these so-called pastors going into it now, and they have a lot of the breakdowns of primarily Israel, starting with Great Millstone. All right, so this article is off. The author is named Chandralyn A. Brown. All right, and you see. Yeah. I'm gonna start from the second paragraph. The destruction of the sixth trumpet describes the nuclear war that is coming on the earth, or World War III. Revelation chapter 9.
Where did he get that World War III from? You know how it says the first world, World War I, the second world, World War II, and the third world, World War III. Where did he get that from? The only ones that teach that is Great Millstone.
God.
All right, this is by anyways, it's a book, page 118, from a book named Poetic Prophecy. All right, written and published, I believe, in 2013. So where did he get this information from? It had to be Great Millstone. Who are the only ones that bring out World War III, ICBM nuclear missiles?
Right, and he goes on to say, Revelation, the 9th chapter, verse 17 to 19. And in my vision, I saw the horses and the riders sitting on them.
That was John the Revelator had this vision, right? The best way he could describe the ICBM nuclear missiles back then, all right, playing out right now on Earth, and that's going to take place in this World War III.
These riders wore armor that was fiery, red, and dark blue and yellow. The horses had heads like lions, and fire and smoke and burning sulfur billowed from their mouths. 1/3 of all people on the earth were killed by these three plagues, by the fire and smoke and burning sulfur that came from the mouths of the horses.
Now, horses symbolize power, right? But as you can see, a comparison of the way he's trying to describe this thing, he's trying his best to pretty much describe or try to match up what Great Millstone teaches. We've been teaching this for years, even before horses represent power. Okay, the missile's mouth. All right, the warheads, the nuclear warheads. All right, the fiery flying serpent. We mentioned that. All right, the fire behind.
Right.
Hey, if I could add too, and he said that this prophecy will reach the third part of men, and that's actually talking about I believe it says the sons of the wicked.
It's talking about Esau. That 1/3 is talking about Esau.
Oh yeah, the 1/3, because you have the sons of men, the sons of the wicked, and then the sons of God. You know.
Okay. The plagues by
the sons of the wicked are Esau, and then the sons of men are these other nations.
That's right.
And the sons of God is Israel.
That's right.
Fire and smoke and burning sulfur that came from the mouths of the horses. Their power was in their mouths and in their tails. for their tails had heads like snakes.
Okay, the power was in their mouth and in their tails. We know that it's talking about, okay, the warheads. There's multiple warheads in a nuclear missile. All right, there's multiple warheads, and you know.
Yeah, and for the power was in their mouths, which is the warhead,
Right.
and in their tails, that's the propelling system, for lack of a better word, that is gonna make these missiles go from one continent to the other. All right, that's what makes them intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Right.
All right. Going on, for their tails had heads like snakes, with the power to injure people. All right, and if you see it, that's why the scriptures also another alias for these missiles. It comes up as arrows. It comes as the fiery flying serpent. All right, that's exactly what these ICBMs look like.
The glittering sword.
The glittering sword. All right. So that this is all part of prophecy. That again, it wasn't out in the world until the men of the Lord, starting with Great Millstone, with our apostles on down. That now is that the world knows, because the truth has engulfed the earth. If you have that precept real quick.
Yeah, I got you. All right, this is Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
So that you see people, our people, whether they be Israelites or they're the sons of the men or sons of the wicked, because even Esau is out there prophesying off of our information that we put out. You know, starting with the men of the Lord, starting with our apostles on down. They watch the videos. I mean, we've engulfed the internet. You know how the scriptures say. You know that
Took it over.
Yeah.
Psalms 19. Their knowledge, they uttered the voice from. You know what I mean? We done
to be a witness. So the whole world is bearing witness to these scriptures, because before the physical judgment comes, these people are being spiritually judged. They're being spiritually marked and condemned. There's going to be the elect that are going to take heed, and they're going to be healed by this word, and there's going to be the masses that are going to be marked and condemned by this word.
Right, and also all those other Israelite camps that ain't teaching prophecy, we're marking them too. Now we're marked. I forgot what the scripture's at in Scopeo. We're scoping them out, like we're marking them for death too, because they're causing division. They're not teaching the right doctrine.
Yeah, back into the article, it says these horses and riders are the army and governments that are set to wage nuclear war against each other.
Where did he get that from? Matter of fact, let's go to Joel chapter 3. By the way, the brother's reading from a book, right, called Poetic Prophecy. But I get that dude didn't use no KJV version. I could just tell.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? By the way,
he used the NKJV.
That's what he used. Okay, let's go to Joel chapter. Let's just go to Joel chapter. You can read that again now?
Yeah, kind of.
This how you know they get it from Great Millstone.
Of course, because again, the world didn't know this before. These horses and riders are the army and governments that are set to wage nuclear war against each other. All right, where they got that understanding from?
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim he this among the Gentiles. These other nations prepare war. Make, Salakia, wake up the mighty men. Let all the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. Salakia, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. These are instruments of war. All right, it's not agricultural instruments, or to cultivate a land. These are instruments of destruction. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. All right, so these nations are getting stronger. Technology has gotten stronger. Knowledge has increased. All right, and we're pushing this word out throughout the four corners. Like the brother said, it's engulfing the world. In the scripture in Matthew, then the end shall be. This gospel has been preached throughout the four ends. All right, throughout the four corners. But this heathen right here got it from listening to Great Millstone. Then he's trying to use a different version, then try to flip it up, try to manipulate this and critique this.
Yeah, I'll get a quick precept. This is Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So the way that these men know is because now we're at the time of the end. The book has been sealed to the time of the very end, which is that we're at now. So you'll even see heathens prophesying, but again, they're getting their knowledge and wisdom from the men of the Lord. Like the prophets of old, being like Daniel, coming back now. You know, and even the last verse of the book of Daniel, I'll get that real quick just to prove reincarnation. It shows that Daniel could be back here again. Daniel 12 and 13. But go thou thy way.
Shows that Daniel is here again.
Khan. But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. All right. And what was Daniel's lot? Daniel was a prophet. Okay. So because the prophets are back here again, is that these heathens know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense because Daniel was written in the Old Testament around 500 BC, around that time. And guess what? The words that he spoke, that the Lord had him speak, it was also written at least I'd say 500-600 years later, during the time of John the Revelator.
Exactly.
See? So that's the time of the end, man. And then the time of John the Revelator is actually being played out now, man. That's why that book is known as Revelation, because in the book of Revelation, it gives you proper understanding of what was written before in Genesis. You know what I'm saying? Nehemiah and all these books, you know what I'm saying? The prophecies.
Yeah. And the word revelation means pull back the veil. All right? Your veil's there to hide something. So now that the veil's being pulled back, the wool that's been pulled over everybody's eyes, so to speak, now with the light coming out, people know prophecy.
God, I just got two scriptures to bring out. This is first in Romans chapter 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. So things that were written aforetime, like the brother said, prophecies are written in the Old Testament that hasn't happened yet. Okay? And John the Revelator spoke about these things happening in the New Testament. In the island of Patmos, where he got all the dreams. Patmos was a prison, all right, pretty much a prison camp for Israelites. All right? But that's where a lot of these revelations and visions came into John the Revelator. All right? And also, too, Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15. And without these, you can't learn. So I'm going to read it here. And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. And that word understanding, we go into the etymology. We went yesterday, too. It means to be amongst or be around or pretty much be in the mix of things. If your teachers are teaching you this particular doctrine, you know it's true because these are the only teachers that really know what they're saying. Your school teacher can't teach you that. Nobody, your parents can't teach you that. So you got to put everything together. If the Lord gave us pastors according to his mind, and they're teaching the same things that the Lord taught and the Lord spoke in the scriptures through all his prophets, that means this can't go wrong. It's on point. All right.
Yeah, and the pastors are the shepherds. They're they're to lead the sheep. Because what did Yahweh Shai say? He said, "If you love me."
No, go ahead. Keep speaking. You got it.
As a recording. As they said, as Yahweh Shai said, "If you love me, feed my sheep." So these pastors are there to feed the sheep and show the sheep the right way. All right. Back in this article, it goes on to say they're fiery red, dark blue,